Hey, I'm Emma Cownley and this is Kiss My A's, your weekly content Q&A. This week's question is, how do I cold pitch by email? Now you're quite lucky because I'm pretty good at this. So I'll give you my top tips on how to go about researching your company, how to structure your email, and how to really get the most out of the cold pitch medium to ensure maximum response rate. The first thing that you need to do before you start sending emails out willy-nilly is to decide who your ideal customer or client is. Are they a creative agency? Are they small e-commerce businesses? You need to really narrow in your focus and just decide who your dream client is. It's no good just emailing everybody, just throwing shit at the wall and hoping something sticks. It doesn't really work like that. The next step is to make a list of all your dream clients. Use basic things like Google searches and LinkedIn to just compile a massive list of all the companies you'd really like to work with. Once you have that list, you can start to do your homework. Now this is incredibly important. You can't just write one email template that you got off of Google and send it to everybody. That's really not going to get you any results. So you've got your ideal company. Pop yourself onto their website and have a little look at how they like to do things. What's their process? What's important to them as a company? What's their mission statement? How are they talking to their clients? It's also really important you do this because they may actually already have an email address set up for people to pitch ideas, send CVs, things like that. If you end up emailing a generic email address when they already have one set up for people to apply or pitch, you'll end up looking like a moron. So always make sure you check the Contact Us page, vacancies or career pages, and just have a little schmooze around on LinkedIn. See if you can't find whether or not there's an appropriate place for you to be emailing. You may even turn up the email address direct of the person you should be speaking to. It helps as well to look at the company team page so that you know who you're addressing your email to. If there's somebody in particular that you want to speak to in the company, such as the creative director or the marketing director, it's really great for you to address your email specifically to them. Again, it shows you've done your research, it shows you really give a shit. Now we get to the fun stuff, writing the actual email. Now, first things first, subject line. If you don't nail your subject line, nobody is going to open your email and your whole pitch is a waste of time. All that research you did, a waste of time. If they're a really casual brand, you can afford to be a little bit more cheeky in your subject line if it means you're going to catch attention, especially if you are emailing a generic email address. You want your email to really stand out. You want them to catch sight of that in the inbox and think, who the hell is that? Like, I'm into this, I'm going to check this out, you know? Start with a value to them as well. No generic subject lines. Please don't do it. It will not get opened. And again, if you do have the name of the person that you're trying to get hold of, try slipping that one into the subject line and just see what it does for you. Now, for writing the email. By this point, you will have researched the company that you're emailing. You'll know all about them, what they like, how they position themselves, and most importantly of all, how you fit into their company dynamic, okay? And here's where it gets a little bit saucy, a little bit clever. You're starting your email, Dear John, I don't know. Try to always use the person's name. Try not to leave it generic. Then you want to go into who you are, what you do, why you're emailing. Then you want to go into a paragraph about the value you can bring to the company. Bringing in your research, I've noticed you do X. I have plenty of experience in this area and I'd really love to lend my knowledge to your team. I notice you do Y. I also have experience in this. You can find an example attached. You can get a reference from here. You're applying your knowledge directly in a way that they can see benefits them, and that is really crucial. Again, it shows you've done your research. You care about the company. Then you're going to want to include your day rate, your availability, and potentially if you have an online profile or website or LinkedIn, direct them there just in case. If they want to do a little bit of extra research on you, check you out, do some background, let them know where they can get that information. And then in your outro, encourage a response. Say, I'd really love you to get in touch. You can call me on this number, you can email me here. I'd love to hear from you, especially if you have any questions. I'm really excited to chat with you about how we could potentially take this forward. And my last 2 pointers, and these are really gonna put the icing on the cake, as it were, to weed out weak words that make you sound hesitant or amateurish or apologetic. You want to come across as strong, decisive, expert. And finally, check through it 2-3 times to make sure there are no errors. That is a real passion killer when you're cold pitching to a client. Now, for me, cold pitching has worked really, really well. There's always room for improvement though. So what I would suggest is that you go away and give these tips a try and let me know how you got on. Thanks very much for your time here today. I've been Emma Cownley and this has been Kiss My A's, your content Q&A. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer next week, drop me a comment below. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, take care.